Let's turn to a former government prosecutor and current white-collar criminal defense lawyer for his take on today's arrests for insider trading, allegedly. Frank Razzano is a former assistant U.S. attorney and a former assistant chief trial attorney at the Securities and Exchange Commission. He is now a partner at Pepper Hamilton in Washington, D.C., and he joins us to talk about these cases, Frank. Thanks for joining us. A couple of cases, but different rings here. The Zvi Goffer ring, about a $40 million insider trading ring, allegedly. And then, of course, you have the Razzano ring from a few weeks ago that allegedly garnered about $25 million. Let me ask you, first of all, what is unusual about these insider trading rings or the investigations?
I can't tell for sure, but from reading the criminal complaint that was filed today, it appears that the same confidential source who exposed this ring is the same source that got the Galleon ring exposed. That's what I believe by reading both of the indictments and putting it together. But I haven't seen anything in print from any government official confirming that. But that appears to be the case, that a confidential source first got in contact with defendant Drimal, and who was a friend of Goffer, and the FBI then wired this person up to tape record conversations. They then got warrants to tap telephones, and they also put these people under surveillance. What's particularly compelling about reading the complaint in this case is this reads not like the traditional securities investigation, which is made through months and months of tedious investigation and looking at records. This case was built upon people tape recording conversations, wiretaps, pen registers, surveillance of people. They recite in this criminal complaint the fact that the FBI put some of these people under surveillance and suggests that the FBI actually watched money being passed from one person to another person.
Frank, a couple questions.
It's quite a compelling story.
From what I understand, you say this reminds you of when you were back at the U.S. Attorney's Office prosecuting organized crime and drug dealers. It felt more like a case like that.
Yeah, I mean, those are the investigative techniques that were used in this case. These are not the investigative techniques traditionally used by the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a case that has all the hallmarks of the FBI and experienced criminal prosecutors and agents who have experience exposing organized crime and drug deals. Those are the techniques that we used here.
Frank, does it look to you like there's more to come? Do we expect, do you think, or should we expect more arrests and bigger amounts of money to pour into this case?
I would expect that we will see more. You know, the interesting thing about taping telephone conversations is this. When you're tapping that telephone, you pick up everything. If it's somebody's daughter talking to her friend on the telephone, or if it's a criminal scheme that you knew nothing about and didn't have a single inkling about it, you pick that up and you can follow that thread wherever it leads you. And I believe that there is a common thread that between the Galleon case and this case, that they are all linked back to the same source, and that this thing mushroomed like an octopus, once it got started.
All right, hey, thanks so much for joining us. Frank Razzano there, a partner at Pepper Hamilton.